Mike Tyson didn't just knock out opponents, he knocked out paychecks like nobody else. At his peak, he was making $35 million per fight, racking up over $400 million in career earnings. But despite all that cash, Iron Mike lost it all, going bankrupt with a shocking $23 million in debt. So how did he go from being one of the richest athletes in the world to broke, and now making millions again in his 50s? Let's break it down. Mike Tyson wasn't just a boxer, he was a money-printing machine. The moment he stepped into the ring, millions of dollars followed. But some nights were far more lucrative than others. Take his 2002 fight against Lennox Lewis. Tyson walked away with $35 million, even though he got knocked out in the 8th round. Adjusted for inflation, that's around $58 million today, just for a single fight. And this wasn't even his prime. Back in 1996, when he faced Evander Holyfield for the first time, he pocketed $30 million. But that fight wasn't just about the money. It set the stage for one of the most infamous moments in sports history. The rematch, better known as the Bite Fight, saw Tyson earn another $30 million, even though he was disqualified for biting Holyfield's ear. Fans were outraged, but Tyson? He still walked away with a fortune. Go further back, and you'll see just how quickly his earnings skyrocketed. In 1988, at just 22 years old, Tyson fought Michael Spinks in what was billed as the biggest fight of the decade. It lasted only 91 seconds, but in that time, Tyson made $22 million. That means he earned over $240,000 per second in the ring. By the late 90s, Tyson's total fight earnings had already surpassed $375 million. But making money was never his problem. Keeping it was. Despite these massive paydays, Tyson's fortune was slipping through his fingers, and soon he'd lose it all. But how did he go from rolling in millions to filing for bankruptcy? That's where things take a wild turn. For most people, earning $400 million would mean never having to worry about money again. But for Mike Tyson, it vanished just as fast as it came in. Tyson wasn't just spending money, he was burning through it. He once blew $4.5 million in a single year just on cars. His garage had everything from Rolls Royces to Ferraris, but some of them weren't even driven. He just gave them away like party favors. Then there were the animals. Tyson didn't settle for regular pets. He famously spent $71,000 on a white Bengal tiger and another $400,000 on pigeons and exotic animals. Keeping a tiger in his mansion wasn't cheap either. Feeding and caring for it cost him $125,000 per year. Luxury wasn't just about possessions, it was a lifestyle. He once spent $2 million on a golden bathtub as a gift for his ex-wife. He also had a personal chef, chauffeur, and an entourage of over 150 people, all of whom he paid handsomely. Money flowed out faster than it came in, but the real financial disaster came from the people around him. Tyson's longtime promoter, Don King, and his managers reportedly took over $100 million from him. Tyson eventually sued King, but after a long legal battle, he only got $14 million back. By 2003, Tyson was drowning in debt. Despite making hundreds of millions, he had just $700 in his bank account. He owed $23 million, including $9 million in taxes, $13 million in legal fees, and $200,000 in unpaid limo bills. The same man who once made $30 million in a night was now completely broke. Desperate to climb out of debt, Tyson took fights just for the paycheck. But boxing wasn't enough anymore. If he wanted to rebuild his fortune, he had to reinvent himself. Hitting rock bottom might have destroyed most athletes, but Mike Tyson wasn't just any fighter. He had already proven he could rise from the ashes inside the ring. Now, he had to do it outside of it. Tyson's first move was taking on unexpected opportunities. In 2009, he made a surprise cameo in The Hangover, playing himself in one of the most famous scenes of the movie. He was reportedly paid $100,000, but more importantly, it introduced him to a whole new audience. When The Hangover Part 2 came around, his paycheck jumped to $200,000. Then came his Tyson 2.0 cannabis company, launched in 2021. It quickly became a major success, reportedly bringing in $500,000 per month. But the biggest money move came in 2020, when Tyson shocked the world by stepping back into the ring at 54 years old. His exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. became one of the biggest pay-per-view events of the year, and Tyson walked away with $10 million. That fight alone proved that fans were still willing to pay big money to see him in action. And then came 2024. Tyson fought Jake Paul in a blockbuster event at AT&T Stadium. The fight was so massive that it even caused Netflix server crashes. Tyson reportedly made $20 million, proving that even in his late 50s, he was still a money-making machine. Mike Tyson isn't just a fighter anymore, he's a brand. His podcast, Hotboxin with Mike Tyson, racks up millions of views per episode, and he's reportedly making millions per year from ad revenue and sponsorships. But the big question remains. Has Tyson finally learned from his past mistakes, or is history bound to repeat itself? Mike Tyson's financial story is as wild as his boxing career. From earning hundreds of millions in the ring to losing it all and clawing his way back, his journey proves that even the biggest names aren't immune to money troubles. But today, he's smarter, more disciplined, and turning his name into a brand that keeps the cash flowing. So, the question isn't whether Tyson can keep making millions, it's whether he can finally hold on to it. And with new fights, booming businesses, and endless opportunities ahead, it seems Iron Mike's money-making days are far from over.